Hey guys, it's Hilikus. Welcome back to another podcast from the Lost and Found. Okay, today, what we're doing today, I'm still trying to wake up. It's like Saturday morning, and then we stayed up last night doing a red eye session, so we played a lot of Halo and a lot of Call of Duty, and I'm knackered. But, okay, podcast, here we go. Right, today, we're covering two main things today. The first thing is going to be about the new USB memory expansion for the Xbox, which is coming in the spring update. And the second thing is the Call of Duty maps. There's a new Modern Warfare 2 Map Pack coming out, and I want to cover what that includes. We might touch on some other things as well. Okay, first things first. The USB expansion memory. We should have one around here somewhere. It's like this, so just a normal USB memory. If you've got one of these memory sticks, soon you're going to be able to use this with your Xbox. And it'll be a way of, you can already plug them in and use them to store movies and music and stuff and play those off the sticks. But there's a new update, the spring update, for your Xbox dashboard, and it's going to include support for USB expansion memory. So what this means is you're going to be able to store extra Xbox data on your stick as well. So this is all the stuff you currently store in your hard drive, or if you bought like an Xbox memory unit, the USB is going to basically replace those. So it's anything that you can copy off your hard drive onto this USB storage, which is going to be really cool. So what kind of things does that include? That's like download content. That even goes as far as to games that you rip off the discs onto your hard drive so they play a bit faster. You're going to be able to rip those to USB memory as well, which is going to be awesome. But remember, before you kind of think, okay, yeah, I'll rip them and I'll take them to my friend's house, you still have to take the disc, because the game won't boot up without the disc in the tray. So it's not going to be a way of pirating games. It's more just to make it so that it can read a lot faster off USB than it can over the disc, I presume. So yeah, you can store those games on the USB. That also goes for like your gamer profile. So if you're going to go to a friend's house, I think what most people normally do is go to a friend's house and then do like recover my gamer tag, and import all your data onto the thing, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. And then when you get home, you've got to recover it back again before you can play. So you can actually, if you do kind of move around and play at different people's houses, you can store your gamer profile on the USB stick and take it with you. Okay, some of the specifications as to how this is going to work. There's some limitations. First of all, they're going to need to install a bit of software on your stick, your USB stick, in order for Xbox to recognise it. So this is kind of a firmware thing. It's going to be 512 megabytes. So when you put your stick in at the first time, it'll ask you to kind of format it. You'll get two options. You can either format the whole stick to only be used by Xbox, so you won't be able to use the stick with your PC. You'll just be able to use it as an Xbox memory unit. That's kind of the default setting, and the first 500 megabytes are taken up by the firmware, and then you'll have whatever's left on the stick as memory to use for your Xbox. The second option, which is probably what most of us will do, is you can do like a customized option. So when you plug it in, you can say, yeah, okay, I do want to use this as an Xbox memory unit, but I also want to keep some of it for normal computer use, so I can store music and movies and stuff on it as well. So you can kind of almost partition it that way, so that half of it is for Xbox and half of it is for music and movies and stuff like that. So that's how it'll work. Now the big limitations are, obviously, the first 500 meg is taken up by the firmware, so the smallest stick you can use is going to be a gig, so that would leave you with 500 spare, which is not a lot at all. You wouldn't be able to fit a game on there by miles. So if you think a game normally is about 6 to 9 gig, you're going to need to buy a big USB stick. Now let's not go overboard as well, because the largest size you can use is 16 gig. If you plug in a memory stick or an external hard drive bigger than this, it'll only recognise it as 16 gig, so you'll lose the extra space. The other limitations are you can plug in more than one of these, so you can have two USB sticks in your Xbox at once. And if anybody's like me out there, they'll be thinking, oh, I know there's a third USB port right on the back of the Xbox, so I could plug three in. Unfortunately, it won't work. It'll only recognise the first two, so if you've got three devices plugged in, it'll just recognise the first two that you plugged in. So all three USB ports do work, but only two at once. So that's a potential kind of 31 gigabytes that you can have, because you could have two 16 gig and each one would need the 500 megabytes firmware on it, so that would take up a gig in total. Okay, the second thing I wanted to talk to you about is the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Map Pack, which is called the Stimulus Pack, and it's coming out on Tuesday, which is like the 30th of March, I think. Yeah, so I'm going to cover this quickly because, to be honest, by the time this video is up, a lot of you will have downloaded the map pack before you've seen it. But let's just run through what you get. Okay, it's a map pack. There's 5 maps in there, but let's not get too disillusioned because only 3 of them are new maps. So they're re-releasing 2 maps, which are Crash and Overgrown. Cool. So Crash is like the helicopter crash site, and Overgrown is like a field where there's bushes and stuff to hide in. These are 2 maps we've already got, and they're going to be re-released because they've made them visually different. So the actual blueprint of the map, the layout of everything, is still the same. There's not going to be any new like hiding places or things like that to do. But I think people who are familiar with these maps will be interested to see that things have changed. Like the interiors and stuff, they're going to put a lot more detail into things. And apparently it'll look a lot better. So they've been working on those as those 2 are their favourite maps. They've kind of reinvented them. Yeah, but don't expect too much different with that. Luckily there's 3 new maps which do look really good. Let's think. There's Bailout, there's Storm, and there's Salvage. Okay, so Bailout is like a built-up urban area with kind of abandoned industrial buildings, and so you're running through it. It's very kind of in the city, and you're running through buildings, sniping from windows. There's kind of a big outdoor area, courtyard thing, so you can snipe down in that. And I'm just going on what I've been told. I haven't actually played it. So that's the kind of feel for Bailout. Okay, Storm. Storm is going to be like big warehouses, so it'll be more outside like that. And it's storming, so there's going to be rain. I think it's kind of, there's a storm approaching, so there'll be like rain, thunder. No doubt there's going to be like lightning flashes, and that'll be quite intense. And you're kind of running between warehouses, I think. Cool. And the other one's Salvage. Salvage is like a junkyard, and it's snowing. And we've been told there's not a lot of cover, so it's not the kind of map that you find little hiding spots and you can camp out. It's more like you run in and you just attack each other. So there'll be lots of really random things to run around and hide around, but it's just a junkyard. Cool. So how much is this going to cost? It's going to come out next Tuesday. It's going to cost, I think it's 1,200 points. Yeah, it's 1,200 Microsoft points. So that's quite a lot. In the UK, that's what, like 14 quid, something like that, depending on where you buy your points from. Might be able to get it slightly cheaper, like down to 12 quid. I think you get 1,400 points for about 14 quid if you shop around, or earn up to 17 quid, so something around there. So we're talking a lot of money, really, and for what's essentially only 3 new maps. Yeah, that's kind of a stinger. That's nearly £5 a map. So if you're really into Call of Duty and you play a lot of online Modern Warfare 2, then this is going to open up a lot of extra gameplay for you, and I think it's probably worth getting. If, however, you don't play a lot of Modern Warfare 2 and you just kind of dabble with it, so you enjoy flicking it on once a week and playing for an hour or 2, then I'm not sure the map pack's going to be worth the money for you. No doubt there'll be great maps, but you can still play on the old maps, and not everybody's going to go out and buy new maps. So the way you'll play the new maps is they're going to set up a new game type, so where you've got like all your team deathmatch and stuff like that, there's going to be the Stimulus playlist, so you can play that game, and you'll be able to play all the game types on there, but you'll just be playing with other people who've got these map packs, and it will just cycle through the new maps, so you shouldn't be playing the old maps either. Okay, I think this is a good time to mention caps for sticks. Caps for sticks make little rubber caps that fit on your analog sticks. You can see them on there. So they provide extra grip. They're kind of bumps on the edge of your controller, and they just fit over the analog stick. And you can buy these from capsforsticks.com. They're really cheap. They're like 99p a pair. And then I think you pay 99p per order for your postage. So you can order a few pairs. So if you want a chance to win a free pair of caps for sticks, just comment your gamer tag under this video. And next week's video, I'll choose somebody at random and we give away a free pair. Because if you win, I have to ask you for your address to post them out to. I think we should start saying you've got to be 16 or over. in order to enter this. But other than that, they're totally free. Cool. Last week's winner, we'll pop up the gamer tag down here now. So if you get in touch, mate, I'll send you out a free pair. That'd be cool. There's a couple more things I've got in the tube, which we're not talking about yet until they're ready. So a couple of weeks and I'll probably be ready to roll out the next thing, which is also cool. Until then, guys, enjoy the podcast. Head over to the lostandfound.co.uk and check out for more like Xbox news, videos, and of course the members area, which is totally free, so sign up. Cool, guys. Until next time. Bye.